today that would create a path to citizenship for millions of undocumented immigrants if it were to pass.
But there is a tough road ahead, and KCAL 9 political reporter Tom Wade is here to explain all that for us. Tom?
Hi there, Pat and Juan. Well, Democrats say this bill provides a logical path to citizenship for millions of immigrants who face uncertainty every day. Republicans claim the bill incentivizes illegal immigration. Tonight, hope for millions of undocumented immigrants and their families.
It will help them a lot if this goes through.
Myrna Perez is a mother of 3 who lives in the high desert with her husband. He is undocumented, and there is a constant fear he will be picked up and sent away.
When he goes to work, you never know if it's going to come back or not. Even at the school, when I used to go drop off my kids at school, I'll see a lot of people getting pulled over and just take them, and I knew it was immigration.
Myrna's hope is shared by Angelica Salas, who works with the group known as CHIRLA here in LA, an immigration advocacy organization. CHIRLA believes the immigration reform bill will provide a viable path to citizenship for millions of undocumented immigrants.
It reforms our immigration system so our families can stay together.
The bill Democrats unveiled remotely today would enable dreamers and some farm workers to gain citizenship in about 3 years. The process would take 8 years for most other undocumented immigrants, provided they entered the country before January 1st, pay taxes, and pass a background check.
These are really dangerous criminal aliens.
The bill reverses many Trump-era policies, including tight caps on legal family and work visas,
which is a cornerstone of Trump's hateful horror show.
Winning over Republicans will not be easy. Florida Senator Marco Rubio called the bill, quote, blanket amnesty for people who are here unlawfully.
We have to deal with a secure border and make sure the magnets to attract another wave are dealt with.
And even some Democrats worry it could motivate more migrants to try and cross the border. Congresswoman Linda Sanchez of Norwalk co-authored the bill.
Sometimes it seems that cynicism can defeat us before we even try. I get it. I really do. Congress has tried and failed in the past, and we aren't naive about the challenges that we face.
We spoke with her about the new legislation.
Your detractors, of course, I'm sure you know their arguments. They will say this will only encourage illegal immigration. This will reward folks who have come here illegally. You say what to that?
I say these folks already live and work in our communities. They contribute every single day. Many of the people that this bill would provide relief for are essential workers. They're the people that kept food on our grocery store shelves during the pandemic. They're the people that care for our loved ones in nursing homes.
President Biden said this week he may be open to passing reforms in smaller chunks instead of all at once.
There's things that I would deal by itself, but not at the expense of saying I'm never going to do the other.
For families, this new legislation can't happen fast enough to end years, if not decades, of uncertainty.
I suffered it, but I haven't suffered as much as other people I know that they've been taken, that they've been really separated.
And it's been more than 3 decades since Congress passed major immigration reform. You might remember back in 2013, the Democratically controlled Senate passed an immigration reform package